Hey, God bless everybody. Good to have you guys back. This is Pastor Les with the beautiful Pastor Luz, and we are the host of the podcast called
Talking with Purpose.
Because We're Talking on Purpose with a Purpose. As we're talking, you will receive a purpose. That's good. That's a good word. Good to have you guys back tuning in, man. It's been a long time. It's been 6 months since the last time you saw us post something from the podcast. A lot
Why you
has...
turn your preacher voice on?
I don't even know. I'm excited. And a lot has happened since then. Let's run down a list of what has happened in the past 6 months. So it was September, right? Okay, that was the last time you saw us. October was the people's pastor's birthday. So you didn't say happy birthday, but you get the chance to say it now. Happy birthday, Pastor Les. Thank you very much. And then November came. Oh, wait. October was also my son's birthday, the 28th. Clap for him. November came, and November was Thanksgiving, which everybody did Thanksgiving. Don't remember what else happened in November. I'm trying to go month to month. This is fun.
Our eventful
November.
month.
December, yeah, we don't have an eventful.
Well, January for you.
Well, yes. December was Christmas. Hey, my mom's birthday, the 22nd. And then January 15th, my mom passed away. She suddenly passed away on January 15th of this year. So imagine starting your year with something like that was crazy. But by the grace of God, we made it through. God has been great. He's filled us with strength. Shout out to my brother and my sister. And we're making it. We're making it because God is our strength. And also the church. Inspired Church is here in Elyria, and we're ready to go. We're ready to go. We got people that are part. Okay, wait. I'm jumping all over the place. Focus. No squirrel moment less. First, let's talk about this. I want to talk about how blessed this church has been. Not because it's our church, but because God has really showed up and showed off. And we know that we've had a lot of doubters out there that doubted on this ministry, right? They doubted on this ministry. The beginning of this ministry was hard. Oh, God.
Super hard.
It was so hard.
I mean, it's still kind of hard.
It's still hard, but
not. It's a different hard.
It's a different hard. Man, you took it right out of my head. It's a different hard. It's a hard that's manageable. In the beginning, it was a hard that would make you feel like quitting, man.
For real.
And if a pastor's out there ain't as real as us, so they probably ain't gonna tell you that they didn't feel like quitting the first year. That's probably a lie.
Bro, I felt like quitting more than just the first year.
Yeah. Earlier than just the first year.
Like
a month in, I was like, man, what are we doing, bro?
Right. Like if it wasn't for the calling, I would have been like, bro, bump this. Let's find a church ourselves and sit down. Right.
But we stuck it through. We stuck it through because we believed in what God called us to do. And that's all it takes, guys. You believing in what God called you to do and going to do it. Because you're going to have your haters, you're going to have your doubters. But if you believe yourself internally in what God called you to do, bro, you will not fail. You just got to run the course. You got to run the race. You got to stick through it. Because like I said, babe, like I always tell you, we were being tested.
And a lot of it has to do with faith.
A lot of it has to do with faith. Great point.
Because like if we were to live our lives based off of the opinions of others, we wouldn't be where we are right now. And that's like in general, like we wouldn't be married, we wouldn't have kids, we wouldn't be in Ohio, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh, yes, our story
if we would have listened to people, like we wouldn't be here. You know, and it's the people closest to you, like that you would expect them to be, you know, like, okay, well, if that's what God said, let's go for it. No, that's not the case at all.
Nah,
you know,
it really
vocal
wasn't.
Opinions on how, you know, a lot of people didn't think, not that we weren't called, but that it wasn't time. And so you know, you
Sorry.
good?
Yeah.
So it's not that we weren't, it wasn't that they were doubting our calling. They were doubting the timing, right?
Right.
And so if there's one thing that I've come to learn myself is that you're never going to be ready, bro.
That's
Like,
right.
you're never going to be ready to pastor. You're never going to be ready to whatever your ministry is. Like, you're never going to be ready. You know, like, I feel like God prepares you to a certain extent, right? And a lot of people, like for you, God has spoken to pastors and told them, like, I need you to put less under you, right? Under your wing. And they didn't listen.
Yeah.
Right? So when other people are disobedient, that doesn't mean that your calling stops, or that doesn't mean
Right.
that there's a pause on your calling. Like, you still got to walk it out. So we've literally been learning as we go, for real.
And man, you said something and it really made me think. When you excuses, did you say excuses? What did you say? Doubters. Man, it left me, but it was good. I knew it was good. It was gonna go with it. But anyway,
I think you're talking. I was saying that if we relied on the timing of others, we wouldn't, like the opinions of others, we wouldn't be where we are.
think about that in your own life, right? I'm sure we're not the only ones that been through something, and you had other people's opinions in your ear, telling you, "Hey, man, I know that looks good, but maybe you should," right? But then you have what God told you.
Yeah.
So it's what God told you, and then the opinion of someone you love. That's what makes it hard.
Right.
It makes it hard because if that person is a believer, then you would think, wait, so what I felt God say was in me?
Right. You start to doubt.
And is God using this person to tell me, hey, go this route? Or is it the other way around? So it starts to create some doubt, some fear, but we stuck it through, guys. We stuck it through, and we have our own place now, right? At first, when you last heard from us, we were at a place renting at Divine Destiny Fellowship Church, with the Apostle Janice and her whole crew over there. We are so grateful for you for opening the doors to us. A very small church, just a family. She opened the doors and allowed us to use everything in there and have service like it was our home. So we will always be grateful to her
And not knowing us.
and not knowing us, but she knew the spirit. And she knew the calling. And she said, nah. She saw us and she said, no, I'm going to help them out. They're really going to get started. That's exactly what she did. She was grateful to us. And all our day ones, Evangelist Jocelyn, her son,
She's the only one that's been since day one.
oh yeah, because
Everybody else came after.
everybody else came and went, and then everybody else that's here now came after. So Evangelist Jocelyn and her son, thank you for believing in our ministry, right? And sticking this out sticking through that tough time. Ministers, pastors, y'all know what we're talking about when you're preaching by yourself. Because there was a service where she couldn't come, and I was preaching to my wife. And I almost didn't do it.
Yep.
And I begged her. I said, babe, why don't we just pray, bro? Let's just pray. Nobody's here. The girls were downstairs. We let them go downstairs in the room. And she's like, nah, babe, give that word. So I gave the word. But before I did, I begged her. I said, can you at least put the Facebook Live so I can have some type of audience? At least I know my mom and my sister, my brother, people in Newark, in Jersey will be watching. Just put that so at least I know. And that was a very discouraging service. I'm sure you guys, other pastors out there, have experienced that moment where you're ready, you go, and then no one's there, and you're like, whoa.
But nobody would know that the church was empty.
Yeah.
You go back and watch that. We ain't even going to tell y'all which service it was.
I'm not telling you. What I'm
But
going
if
to tell
y'all
you
go
for?
back and watch that video, you ain't even going to know that the church was empty.
You're not going to know. And another thing that we really don't touch is the struggle you're having with worship. We found a great app though now that has some instrumentals, and it's cool.
It's working.
It's cool, and it's working for now.
But there ain't nothing like having musicians, bro.
Yes, there really isn't. There's, you know, I'm a
Like,
drummer,
I
but
can't wait.
we don't have other musicians.
If we just had a piano player, we'd be good, bro.
Piano player,
So
keys
if you
out
in
there.
the area of Elyria, Ohio, and y'all want to donate some services Sundays at 11 a.m.
Let me emphasize donate. I wanna emphasize donate.
Come see
your
us
time.
at 1019 East Broad Street.
1019 East Broad Street in Elyria, man, where we'll be worshiping here every Sunday morning at 11. But the church is great, right? We're going to give you guys a tour of now that we have our own spot, because I forgot to mention that. So we left Divine Destiny because God said, okay, time to move and expand, right? And that was fearful for me. But my wife,
Yeah.
but you were more like, nah.
And that's crazy.
I got a feeling
that's
because
not normal.
it's usually backwards.
It's
So
usually
backwards, I'm the crazy faith guy. But for some reason, that move from the comfort to the unsureness of our own spot, the responsibility of it was a little bit like, whoa, wait, babe, hold up.
See, what people don't realize, or a lot of people don't know, right? Like, people assume churches are rolling in money, right? Like, we get donations from everywhere, and that's not the case. For most churches, especially us, we're independent. We don't have the
Right.
help of any other church. So everything that we have is based off of givers that give directly to our church.
Right.
So we were like, okay, we're going to go into our own spot. The rent was 4 times the amount that we were paying at Divine Destiny,
And that's why I was scared.
right? So you're talking, so now we're like, all right, well, if people don't give, then we're going to have to, right? Temporary sacrifice.
Right.
We'll have to put out the money. But guys,
But we were ready for that, though.
yeah,
We were ready
definitely
for
were.
that. It was going to be tough, but we were ready to take that step if we had to, because we believed that God called us.
Right. But stepping out in faith like that, like, everything in this church has been donated. And we have we have not missed rent. We haven't missed the light bill, the gas bill, the water bill. Everything's been paid.
Yes.
And it's just amazing how God has provided everything that we needed and more. Like, we got a piano and no piano player.
Right.
Right? Like it's the same.
Shout out to Lily
Yes.
for donating the piano. Lily, I love you.
It's the same thing that happened with the chairs. Like, we got the chairs donated from Pastor Ruben at Tower of Refuge Church in Lorraine.
Shout out to Tower Refuge in Lorraine. Love you, Pastor Ruben.
And
Thank you.
Like, they gave us the chairs and we didn't have our own spot.
Right.
And I told them, I'm like, look, we don't have our own spot. So all these chairs sat in the garage for months.
For
right?
months, yes.
And I tell Pastor Les, I said, God has a sense of humor. Like, you give me chairs with no building, right?
Right,
And now he
right.
gave us a piano with no piano player. Like,
Yeah, that's what it was. It was the chairs and then the piano, and then it was the waiting. Okay, whoa. We got this eventually.
Yeah, because we got the piano before we moved into this place.
Yeah, so it was like eventually we're gonna get a spot. And man, the way it happened, we'll testify about that another episode, man,
Yeah.
on how amazing God's hand. But you said something, how God has blessed us. I love that. But I also believe too that we as believers, we walk into what already God had set for us. And we'll only see it if we take that step of faith.
Right.
That my wife said, you know what, babe, let's take that step. And I was like, all right, let's go. And I'm telling you, the moment we took that step, the growth started happening.
Yep.
Donations started flooding in. And, you know, she talked about the chairs donated by Pastor Ruben. Well, in his church, the associate pastors, the Latours, shout out to Nate and Alyssa Latours, Latour, sorry. Shout out to Nate and Alyssa. And they were with us in our first marriage conference that we just had March 28th, which was an amazing success. Shout out to everybody that came. Shout out for everybody who believed in that. Shout out to them. And shout out to my wife for the amazing chicken that she made that day. And shout out to Evangelist Jocelyn for the, what she made?
Salad.
For the pasta salad. Woo! Shout out to my mother-in-law, my grandma.
My grandma.
Yeah, well, she's my grandma too, I guess. Shout out to my wife's grandma who made the rice.
Roadhouse.
Shout out to Texas Roadhouse, local Texas Roadhouse, for that bread.
And salad.
Wait, but let me talk about the bread. For that warm bread with that cinnamon juicy butter. Bro, nothing like that. Shout out to them. And the salad, I guess. The salad was, yeah.
Because you probably ain't even eaten.
I didn't touch the salad. And shout out to Dunkin' Donuts, the local Dunkin' Donuts here in Elyria. They donate to us.
Every week.
Every week they donate to us. So every Sunday we're able to hear the fellowship. We're able to fellowship with our members at the end of service, which is something we take very serious, and we're big on that, the fellowship. So shout out to them. But our first marriage conference was a success, man. It was amazing. We'll be putting up some content from it. We haven't yet because, life be lifing. As Evangelist Jocelyn always says, life be lifing. And our life's just been hectic the last 6 months. And I think that the toughest thing was stepping out into this ministry and then the passing of my mother. Because we stepped out into this ministry after her passing.
No, we already had everything in motion.
Oh, okay. So we already had it. Yeah.
We were going to move in 2 weeks later.
Yeah, right. So that was the toughest things that we've been through in the past 6 months. Is there anything else you want to add, babe? I think we covered it all. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we covered it all. That's what's been going on in our lives the last 6 months. What I ask is that you like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel so the algorithm could push this podcast up and other like-minded believers could listen to a man who looks exactly like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
You don't.
It's like, who's that? Pastor Les? It's confusing. I know you're confused, but don't be confused. And a beautiful woman who looks like my own personal Barbie.
I was going to say, who I look like? Don't even come.
I don't think you have a look-alike.
I don't think I do. I don't think you look like The Rock, so I don't know what
She
you're
hating.
talking about.
Comment below. Look. Comment below. Anyway, I'm just being silly,
Please don't
guys.
comment below.
They'd be like, no. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to try to be consistent with this. 6 months is a long time. But in our excuse, babe.
In our defense.
Yes, thank you. In our defense, pastoring, you don't just pastor in the church.
Right. Which people assume.
Right.
That's all you do.
You don't just, if it was like that, I think everybody that be called would think this is great. Let's jump right into it. Let's do it. But it's more to it. And, the more we step into this ministry, the longer we go, the more we learn about what it takes to, pastor. But we're learning, man, step by step. And we're excited for this journey. God has really been showing us everything he had in place for us to walk right into. All the blessings. But again, sorry. Thank you for tuning in, man. God bless you all. If you're local in Elyria, Ohio, please come to 1019 East Broad Street in Elyria, Ohio. Come to Inspire Church. Sundays at 11 a.m. and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Come join us. Come worship with us. Come visit. Maybe you got a church. That's cool. Come visit, though. Ain't nothing wrong with visiting. I don't want you to stay, but
Trying to steal members.
no. That's not. No, I'm kidding. But come through, visit us, and that's it. I did too much talking. You didn't talk that much. You see how she is?
That's you.
You see how she is?
That's him. He did the same thing to me at the marriage conference, y'all. Blowing your spot.
But only our second one.
It don't matter.
Bro.
You still did it.
So the other day, real quick, we were looking
A
through it.
squirrel moment.
Wait, but real quick, I gotta say it because it was funny. The other day, I think 2 days ago, I was looking through it, right? And I remember her telling me that we were joking about it. And the other day, I was running through them, just looking at the content. And there's a spot where I'm talking, and then I ended my sentence, and then I started again, and I see her drop her shoulders and look up.
And I scratched my eye.
At me, she started scratching her eye, and I caught it. I was like, "Oh, babe! Oh my God!" I'm laughing now. Look! This is the moment you did it, and we started laughing. Oh yeah, when I get to talking,
when he get hyped.
Yeah, when I get to talking, especially.
And we're in the marriage conference, so I can't be like, babe, like everybody looking at us. That would have been
weird.
Would have been super, super.
Really? Yeah.
I should have kicked you because we had the pulpit in front.
Oh, you should have been like, or a little nudge, like, shut up, my turn. Stop talking. Time is running out. But again, sorry, squirrel. Let's go back to saying goodbye. Goodbye. God bless everybody. Thanks for watching. Until next time, but not next week. Until next time, whatever time that is,
right.
You'll get click the bell so you know when it comes.
This is going to be the most inconsistent podcast you've ever been subscribed
and it
to.
should be consistent, but that's the most inconsistent podcast you subscribe to.
Follow us on Spotify too. We're on Spotify.
Oh yeah. Talking with Purpose.
Apple Music, I think.
Apple Music, Talking with Purpose. Follow the church, Inspire Church Ohio, at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Yeah. Follow us in all our content. We have amazing content there for the glory of God. And again, thank you guys for wasting 22 minutes of your day.
Oh, gosh.
God bless.
Bye, guys.